I am the Senior Director of Development for Washington State University Tri-Cities, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to this evening's virtual event. We are delighted that you're with us tonight to recognize and celebrate our newest class of WSU Tri-Cities Women of Distinction, and as well as a very special new addition to this evening's lineup. Before we begin the program, I'd like to provide a special thank you to the Women of Distinction Committee, who have dedicated many hours to tonight's virtual program. The committee members include Kelly Gable, Development Coordinator, Claire Venema, Assistant to the Chancellor for Constituent Relations and Communications, Christine Cody, Assistant Director for Career Services, Maria Rodriguez, Academic Support for the Carson College of Business, College of Education, Megan Murray, Director of Marketing and Communications, Stephanie Warner, ASWSU TC Vice President, Karina Espero, Interim Director of Academic Student Success and Advising, and Jana K. Lundstad with Admissions. You are all greatly appreciated, and tonight could not have been pulled off without all of your hard work. Thank you so much. I'd also like to thank our partners at Gordon Estate Winery and Hamilton Settlers. If you have had the pleasure of visiting these wineries, you'll know that they offer various delivery options, curbside pickup, and tasting room availability. I actually heard tonight that Inslee moved us to phase 3, so I think we're at 50% capacity right now. So please visit our small businesses in this community. They really need us right now. If you have not had the chance to visit their storefronts, I can tell you, you will not regret it. Shopping local and shopping Coug is important to us at WSU Tri-Cities, so please give them a visit. I'll try and keep my remarks short because we want to focus on the women who have contributed so much to this campus, but I do want to share some background on the Women of Distinction Awards. This is the 4th year that WSU Tri-Cities, in partnership with several departments, have come together to recognize female students, staff, faculty, alumni, and community constituents who have made notable contributions to the campus through their community service, teaching, and vested engagement in the community. We open the nomination form each year to the public, and during these 4 years, we've had more than 130 submissions. Each year, the committee reviews the nominations and deliberates to pick our newest awardees. We are fortunate to live in a community that values education and the contributions that women make. Each nominee is impressive, and as I'm sure you can imagine, very difficult to narrow down and select the winners. In determining who will be welcomed into this select group, we discuss how those contributions have impacted the campus and its students and have strengthened our community here, state, and beyond. Because we hope and expect that Women of Distinction will work collectively to advance the mission of WSU Tri-Cities and our greater community, we also take into consideration how their experiences complement each other and diversify our perspectives so our campus can truly reflect those that are in it. With that in mind, I'm going to turn things over to my friend Christine Cody, our Assistant Director for Career Services, who has prepared a very special announcement for tonight. Christine?
Thank you, Jamie. Once again, it is an honor to be here tonight, surrounded, although virtually, by so many women who are invested, compassionate, and hardworking. I'm thrilled to be sharing a new addition to the Women of Distinction Awards lineup, the installation of the Legacy Award. The Legacy Award recognizes a woman of distinction whose impact includes leadership across multiple industry sectors and community initiatives, a long-term commitment to social change and contribution to solutions, and an investment in future female leaders through mentorship and sponsorship. The women we choose to honor annually will also be endorsed by other prestigious leaders. Tonight's inaugural Women of Distinction Legacy Award winner has served in her role for 3 years, is a trained and licensed psychologist after earning her doctorate and master's degrees in experimental neuropsychology at Colorado State University, where she also completed a bachelor's degree in psychology. As an academic, she believes it is vital to feed the life of the mind, to contribute to disciplinary knowledge, and to be of service to the communities in which she lives and works, a belief shared in the WSU mission. It's my esteemed honor to announce the inaugural Women of Distinction Legacy Award to our very own Chancellor Sandra Haynes. To celebrate Dr. Haynes' accomplishments, we have prepared a video presentation this evening that honors Dr. Haynes' legacy at WSU Tri-Cities and in higher education.
So I got interested in psychology mostly because I'm fascinated with human behavior. And at the time when I chose the major of psychology, I was particularly fascinated with how disorders of the brain or brain injury affected people's behavior. And so I did initially go into experimental neuropsychology to study just that. And then I noticed during my dissertation work that I was fascinated by the human spirit and what we can move through, recover from, and be better on the other side of. So that took me into a whole different view of what psychology was and could be. I think of myself as living proof of what higher education can do in someone's life. I'm a first-generation college student myself. Didn't start college until a little bit later, certainly not right out of high school because that was not in the plan for me. And so it was a big leap of faith for me to be the first in my family to say, I'm quitting my job and I'm going back to school. It wasn't a popular decision. And I had to continue to work to support myself and to pay for college. I just did that in a different way by working nights. It was a leap that has paid off, and it certainly put me here. And one of my goals in life is to make sure that others have that opportunity, especially those who may not think that they are college bound or college material, or that this particular lifestyle is for them, because it is. It's for everybody. It's achievable for everyone. A big piece of what attracted me to WSU Tri-Cities is the similar population that we had at Metropolitan State University of Denver. The student body here, like it was in Denver, highly diverse, a lot of Latinx students, many first-generation students, over 50% women. And serving that group of students is very important. One of the ways in which I think it's very important to serve that group of students or any students is by providing them with the best facilities that are possible. So I'm very proud to say that we will be opening the new academic building this June. That building will house state-of-the-art laboratories for students, most students on the Tri-Cities campus, to learn in excellent classrooms and laboratory settings. We've made progress in making sure that our underrepresented students have a home here at WSU Tri-Cities. We opened the Mosaic Center for student inclusion, which has been a huge boon for our students to find a place where they can just relax and fit in and be themselves. And we're also developing a learning commons, which will be a centralized one-stop shop for students to get all of their academic support services in one place. I think sometimes we sell education short when we say education is just about learning the basics and making sure you have the facts. You know, college is much more than just going to class and absorbing information. It's about networking. It's about learning from other students. It's about learning how to be in a team. It's about learning how to communicate. And it's also about discovering who you are as a person and how you fit into the broader world.
Dr. Haynes has made an amazing impact in the 3 years she's been here. She's built bridges and created partnerships across the Tri-Cities and the state of Washington. She works regularly with the Tri-Cities Development Council, as well as Hanford and Pacific Northwest National Lab and other industries to help advance the Tri-Cities area. She also works with Benton and Franklin County officials, as well as Columbia Basin College, to help look at education and higher education opportunities for folks in the Tri-Cities area.
I'm so proud of my mom for earning this award, and I know she deserves it because of her strength and leadership that I'm confident not only drives me every day, but that she also brings to her professional career. When I'd heard that she received this award, I was like, of course she did. Why wouldn't she? That's because my mom is inspirational and the smartest person I know. She conducts herself with confidence and her energy is contagious. Throughout my own academic career, my mom has always been there for me and my family with unmatched love and support. I know that I can always rely on her, and I'm certain that she touches the lives of those around her at home and at work. I know that she is known for her dry humor, and I'm sure she helps to brighten the workplace, just like she does at home. As my biggest role model, I hope that people look at me and say I remind them of my mom. I'm so proud of you, and I love you so much.
Wonderful. That was so moving. I will now turn things over to Chancellor Sandra Haynes as she welcomes everyone here tonight and says a few words about just how special this event is to her. Sandra?
Okay, so that video wasn't fair. Thank you. I'm a little choked up here. That was very, 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 very sweet and very much a surprise. Having Noel and my daughter on there was just an incredible addition. So thank you so much. I have to say that my first year here, I was so taken by the Women of Distinction celebration and the women who were honored. We just have such amazing women in this community. And it's so great to be able to come together and celebrate them. And I am really beyond thrilled. And I'm very humbled, actually, to be the recipient of this award. It's a tremendous honor for me to be a part of this incredible group of women. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I also want to just say thank you to everyone who is here tonight to celebrate all of these remarkable women. Earlier this evening, I had the privilege of spending time with this group of women of distinction to discuss how we might work together to advance the mission of WSU Tri-Cities. As we talked, I was really struck by their energy, their dedication, their compassion, and their commitment to WSU Tri-Cities. So thank you again for being here. When our Women of Distinction group met last year, we brainstormed together about possible projects that they could advocate for and shepherd through. There was a general agreement that a wellness lounge for women would be a great benefit to students, especially to those who have young children and may need a private, comfortable, and clean space for nursing. I am pleased to share that that spark of an idea ultimately led to a gift of more than $12,000 from the Seroptimist International of Three Rivers Club. That is a local service organization whose mission is to improve the lives of women and girls through programs that lead to social and economic empowerment. I can assure you that when campus is open again and we are able to open that wellness center, I will invite all of you to celebrate with us. Projects such as that one make it clear that WSU Tri-Cities Women of Distinction have dedicated their lives to improving our community, and they represent the very best of what WSU Tri-Cities and the Tri-Cities has to offer. They have been involved in economic development, research, education, journalism, military service, public service, management, volunteerism, and philanthropy. Many of them have worked while raising children and having financially supported their families. This reminds me of what was in the chat earlier that Loanne Ayers put in the chat earlier. We've all worked so hard as women. But their personal experiences mirror the experiences of our female students who make up 60% of our total student body, and they have the unique ability to advocate for these students. The women we are honoring tonight recognize the capacity of our students to earn degrees that make a difference in the lives of their families and their community. In fact, our students help drive the economic engine of the area. They purchase goods and services. They volunteer in local agencies. They serve as interns in local businesses. Their vitality is a resource for us all, and they are the future of our region and our state. Our education majors will teach in area schools, and I had the pleasure of spending time with one of them already today. Our wine science students will contribute to the growing wine industry, and I hope that you have enjoyed the wine that you received if you are an awardee. Our nursing majors will work in local hospitals. Our business majors will open their own companies and expand the region's economy. And our scientists and engineers will enhance national security, improve human health, and help curb global warming. They, like the women of distinction, are difference makers. I am now pleased to turn the time back to Jamie Hepler so she can introduce you to our award winners and give you a glimpse into the attributes that make them WSU Tri-Cities Women of Distinction.
There we go. I muted is I heard it's the 2020 word of the year, 2021 too, because we're still muting. You'd think I'd learned by now, but thank you, Chancellor Haynes, very much. And congratulations on your award tonight. We're so excited to welcome you into this beautiful Women of Distinction family. It's now my pleasure to recognize the 2021 WSU Tri-Cities Women of Distinction Awardee class. Because tonight's festivities are virtual, our new class received their Women of Distinction pins, which I hope you all are wearing, and an award via some special deliveries this last week. We sincerely wish that we could have been all joined together in person tonight, but in lieu of that, we have prepared some pretty amazing videos for celebration. And with that, I will start with our first 2021 Women of Distinction awardee, Dr. Janet Peters. Janet serves as a scholarly associate professor of psychology and director of instructional excellence and innovation at WSU Tri-Cities. She received her PhD from Colorado State in 2014, a organizational psychology and BS in 2010, and a psychology and human development from University of Wisconsin-Green Bay in 2008. Janet's teaching includes introductories to psychology, elementary statistics in psychology, research methods, organizational psychology with special topics and professional skills, and psychology majors. In research, Janet focuses on student employee and faculty engagement, innovation instruction, and high engagement pedagogy, student leadership development, and student attitudes towards statistics. She actively contributes service learning to her classroom environment, where students craft real-world solutions to regional issues in partnership with nonprofit organizations. She also provides professional development and innovative teaching and classroom tools for her fellow WSU Tri-Cities faculty. In addition to WSU Tri-Cities Faculty Women of Distinction Award, Janet has been published and recognized as WSU Outstanding Teacher Award recipient, LIFT Faculty Fellow, Avid Instructor, and Center for Civic Engagement Fellow, just to name a few. I honestly feel like I need to have a t-shirt that says, what does Janet not do? Peters is widely revered by her students, colleagues, and staff across the WSU system and beyond. And now, without further ado, please enjoy this very short video on Dr. Peters, your newest 2021 Women of Distinction Faculty Awardee.
I'm Janet Peters. I'm a scholarly associate professor in psychology, and I'm also the director of instructional excellence and innovation. I was an undergraduate. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And someone had given me some advice of just take different classes and explore what you like. And so I ended up taking an intro to psych class. Honestly, I had a really good mentor when I was an undergraduate, someone who really sort of embodied this idea of passionate teaching and showed me sort of that side of academics. And it wasn't something I'd ever experienced before. I'm a first gen student. I was happy to be at college, let alone getting a peek behind what went into being an academic. And so from my mentors' encouragement, applying to graduate school, and then in graduate school, because of the kind of psychologist that I am, a lot of people go into applied work. But I just really always loved teaching ever since that early mentorship of working with students and sort of impacting in that way. So that's how I really got into academics, was seeing someone else who loved it. One of the beautiful things about psychology is that is so much more than what most people think of, right? Again, most people think of therapy, they think of client treatment, and that certainly is an aspect of psychology. But really, psychology as a science, the way that we learn about behavior applies to this like multitude of areas. From the teaching aspect, was really this combination of observing others do it well, wanting to do it well for myself, and just having sort of the curiosity and the passion. For helping other faculty, that's been newer in my career, honestly, of normally I'm very student-centered with working with the students in my class. And through the directorship position, it's really been working with other faculty and having the opportunity to meet faculty where they are, whether that's a brand new faculty who's never taught before or someone who has a lot more experience, and saying, okay, how do we add some skills in or layer in some of these high impact practices in ways that maybe they just hadn't thought of before or had the resources before. You know, I think the thing that led me into service learning is I had taught the one course that introduced me to the idea was statistics, because I had taught it before. I had taught it a few times before, and I just always walked away from the class thinking, like, did students understand why that was important? Did they understand why, as psych majors, we have them take statistics? And that's true across the United States. It's a required course for almost every single institution. And it just felt, I just felt that connection was weak. And so introducing the service learning project was really my way to show students, look at these skills you're developing and look how they matter. You know, psych students are really driven by helping others, and they have this strong desire. And by tapping into that for these projects, it really sort of changed this idea of like, wow, here's a totally different way of helping people than I had ever pictured before.
So far I took statistics and psychology with Dr. Peters last semester, and I'm currently teeing for her in that class, and I'm also taking research methods with her at the moment. Aside from helping me develop my critical thinking skills and applying statistics, Dr. P has actually taught me to be more confident. She's helped me develop my character a lot, and she has taught me that my thoughts are valuable and that I have things to contribute and I have things to share. Dr. P really does do an amazing job at creating a welcoming and interactive environment. You can tell she definitely cares for each and every one of her students. And she always encourages us to work in groups, and she'll even take the time to make sure that we're compatible as groups and that we feel comfortable working with others.
Janet's outstanding ability as an instructor is not just limited to the psychology classroom. She brings that passion for teaching and her dedication to student success to her role as the director of instructional excellence and innovation on our campus.
She's just a good colleague. And so I was on the Pullman campus for a lot of years before coming here. And when I was letting people know that I was transitioning to the WSU Tri-Cities, I consistently got two comments like, oh, you're going to be able to shop at Target. And, oh my gosh, you'll get to work with Janet Peters. And that is true. I guess I would say I'm really lucky to have people in my life who have invested in me. I think one of the hallmarks of transformational leadership is that the leaders make their followers better, right? They give them skills they didn't have before, and they help them reach their potential. And I think I've been really lucky to have people in my life that have done that for me, that have invested and said, I want to help you be the best version of yourself. I have mentors throughout undergraduate and graduate school, my husband and my family. I think here at WSU Tri-Cities, I have lots of them that have felt like they've seen potential in me and were willing
to sometimes at their own sacrifice to invest and to mentor and guide and support me. And so I'm deeply, deeply appreciative of that, of those people that have done that for me.
Wow, thank you so much, everybody that contributed to that just amazing video. And I wish I could hear the laughter when Anna Clemens talked about Target and Janet Peters, because I've actually heard that story as well. And congratulations, Dr. Peters. Next, we will recognize our second Women of Distinction awardee, staff member Lindsay Lightner, who coordinates the Alternative Route Teacher Certification Program at WSU Tri-Cities. Kelly, please take it away.
First of all, I gotta check my sound. Am I echoing? No. Okay, thank you. Okay. It is my great honor, and I am thrilled to be able to introduce Lindsay Lightner and share some more about her. Lindsay helps school districts to elevate teacher shortages in hard to staff subjects such as special education and bilingual education by helping their paraprofessionals to become certified teachers. As part of the mission, Lindsay advises paraprofessionals who are prospective education students, supports alternative route teacher candidates throughout their time at WSU, and acts as liaison between students, the university, and school districts. She also coordinates the NSF-funded grant project, Socio-Environmental Science Investigations, I say that a few times, at WSU Tri-Cities. In her free time, she works with Girl Scouts, volunteers for K-12 robotics, serves as part of the library board, and many other opportunities. She is known as an upstanding educator that is dedicated to sharing her love of learning and exploring. Lindsay is also a PhD candidate at WSU in mathematics and science education, specializing in understanding how pre-service teachers integrate their work, field, and university experiences as they become science teachers. She holds a BA in geology from Carleton College and an MA from the writing seminars at the Johns Hopkins universities. When she's not helping students navigate the university or researching how to help them become amazing science teachers, she enjoys hiking and exploring the Northwest. She is a very busy, very, very busy Lindsay. Now, please enjoy this short video on Lindsay, your newest 2021 Women of Distinction awardee.
My name is Lindsay Lightner, and I am a coordinator in the College of Education at WSU Tri-Cities. I work with students in the College of Education from the time that they are thinking about becoming a teacher to the time that they graduate and are out in the field teaching. I work with paraeducators who have been working in schools and who want to become teachers but don't feel like they can leave their jobs yet. And so we work with them in their school placement to help them become teachers and to help them to put together what they're learning in the school setting with what they're learning at WSU. It is really exciting, and I think the students in this program are reflective of the students that we have at WSU Tri-Cities as a whole. A lot of students, come here because they know that they want to move on to something else in life, and they're not completely sure of what it is. Whether it's people who are right out of high school or whether it's people who have been working for a while, all the students who come here really want to work hard and explore things and know that they're moving towards something. I started out as a middle school science teacher. So I majored in geology and eventually started teaching college writing. And as a result, I've just stayed in higher education working in different capacities since then. But I really like how education empowers people, and I really like how, working with teachers and with students, like there's something new every day that you get to work with. Well, I'm also earning a doctorate in science and math education. And what got me interested in following the PhD was working with students and realizing that I was having questions about, why students were making choices as they were when they went through the program, or things that grew out of my advising role with them. And I realized that the only way I was going to be able to find answers to those questions was through research. I realized that most of the things that I do in the community either focus around education or science and communicating science, which I guess shouldn't be a surprise, given my background. I work with young people as a Girl Scout leader. So we have a Girl Scout troop, and we do a lot of outdoor activities and a lot of informal science education. I volunteer in schools and especially work with doing outdoor education or gardening in schools. And I serve on the Board of Trustees for the Richland Public Library. It's really fulfilling to be able to make a difference in people's lives and to get to do things that are fun but let me learn at the same time. It's also something that dialogues with my research interests and with my work at the university. So, when I'm working with kids and talking about what we see around us when we go on a hike or things like that, that kind of translates into my practice with teachers and pre-service teachers here. Like, oh, what did you notice about that lesson? What did you think about it? What are you curious about? It's some of the same kinds of things, whether it's in an informal context or here at the university. The department here at the Tri-Cities is a really dynamic, engaging group of faculty. When I'm talking with prospective students, I always say, hands down, the faculty are one of the reasons why I really want to come here. They really care about what they're doing. They really care about working with students. And the research that they do is, work that's really relevant with our local community, and they're really engaged with the local community. It really is inspiring to work with so many talented and dedicated people from so many walks of life, and so many people just doing really interesting, impactful things. It's definitely the best part.
Lindsay embodies everything that is good about Kruger values. She is an educator, and she is an educator through and through, not only through her professional role in the College of Education, as well as her doctoral studies, but also in everything that she does and all the engagement that she has in her communities. So whether it is the local Lego League or Girl Scout troops, or even religious education in her synagogue, she is a very education-centric person.
She sees the best in people, and she does what she can to help people be their best. And she looks for creative solutions. She's incredibly inclusive, and she's always kind.
I've been lucky to have a number of mentors at WSU and in my professional life. Judy Morrison and Amy Roth McDuffie in the College of Education have really taught me a lot about both being a scholar and being a person, being a parent while you're being a scholar and a person. And they've just been wonderful folks to work with. My advisor, Andy Cavanetto, has always been really supportive, as have a number of other people at the university. My parents have really supported me and, have inspired me and my brother to, work hard, to, do good things, keep learning through your life. My grandparents also set a good example too of, working and not being afraid to try new things. I'm also really thankful for the support from my husband, Bill, and my daughters, Celia and Lily. I would not be able to do the things that I do without their support every day.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. It's just amazing to watch these things. And thank you so much for your service to WSU Tri-Cities and absolutely to this community. Congratulations again. This next awardee is a young student and professional who has achieved more than most people do in a lifetime while overcoming challenge. Please help me welcome Claire.
Hello, everyone. Michaela Thefonza. Turn off. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, we'll start again. Oh, I'm muted. Am I? Can everybody hear me? Okay, great. Thank you. Michaela Thefonza is a dedicated, hardworking leader who has a bright future. She is currently pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from WSU Tri-Cities after earning a bachelor's in psychology from WSU Pullman. In addition to taking on a rigorous course of study, she also serves as president of the Crimson Scrubs, the Nursing Student Service Organization. She works with the Disabled Students and Allies Club of WSU Tri-Cities, where she is the liaison officer to the WSU system and from WSU Tri-Cities. Michaela also exhibits a passion for scholarship. She is a WWAMI Area Health Education Center Scholar. In this role, she is working in an interprofessional capacity to assist with health literacy and language. As part of this program, she engages in additional classes and volunteer work. Michaela has contributed to the community through volunteer efforts and advocacy for others with disabilities. She is an active volunteer and has helped at hospitals, Safe Harbor, My Friend's Place, food banks, and churches. In 2019, she participated in a service trip to Mexico with Loma Linda University graduates to help at a dental clinic in a poverty-stricken area. At WSU Tri-Cities, Michaela continues to contribute by her volunteer service in leadership and advocacy clubs. Some of Michaela's passions include making a difference in her community by reducing the discrimination in the disabled community and increasing accessibility in healthcare for underserved populations and disabled individuals. Here is a video on Michaela, your newest 2021 Women of Distinction awardee.
I'm Michaela. I was born and raised in Tri-Cities, Washington. I went to WSU Pullman in 2016 and 2019. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology, and then I moved back here for nursing school. I really got interested in nursing just because I grew up and spent most of my childhood in hospitals, doctor appointments, and just kind of inspired me to do the same and just to get back to my community. So when I was younger, I was diagnosed with the degenerative white matter disease, and it was really severe. It affected my ability to even do like the most basic skills. I couldn't walk, I couldn't really talk. This was also the same time when I lost my hearing. Growing up, I've been able to see the need for accessibility in healthcare. So I'm involved in a couple of different student organizations that include DSAC, which is Disabled Students and Allies Club, HEC, which is Health Equity Circle, Crimson Scrubs, which is a nursing organization in the nursing program. It's a leadership organization, and then I'm also involved in the AHEC, a collaboration between WSU, UW, Eastern, Central. It's interprofessional. We collaborate with different medical students. So one of the projects we're doing right now is to fundraise iPads for Grace Clinic and Union Gospel Mission. Most of the workers there are volunteers. If a patient needs translation services, then they're recommended to bring a family or friends with them. So right now we're trying to bridge that gap by providing iPads, which will have translation services on the iPad. And just hopefully it's going to increase the accessibility for our patients and enhance the communication between the doctors, the nurses, and the patient and the family.
She puts in lots of hours because she has to work harder, I think, than other students. She already takes on added responsibilities, looks for added opportunities for service, for scholarship. Plus, she's just smart, you know. And that kind of combination, I think, is going to, that's what will really propel her forward in whatever she wants to do as a nurse, whether it's working clinically, whether she wants to do scholarship, whatever she wants.
I've seen Michaela grow incredibly over the past year that I've known her. She really goes above and beyond. She's passionate, she's motivated, she's organized. It's really rare to find a student that has all these qualities, and she's also a great leader. The fact that she is a deaf student, the fact that she understands what a good bedside manner should be and will be, tells me that as a nurse, she will be the best nurse possible to underrepresented communities.
Michaela is a true leader, but she is also a warm I'll say soul. The faculty have found it a true pleasure to work with her. She has an exceptional GPA, which also is another example of her dedication and fortitude. She's one strong woman.
I think it's really important that we all do our part to make a difference in our community when it comes to reducing discrimination, harassment, and just increasing accessibility in healthcare for disabled individuals and underserved communities. My parents they really went out of their way to make sure I had everything I needed. My mom's native language was Spanish and my dad's native language was Laos. So both of them had to learn, English, and then they both had to learn sign language so they could teach it to me. So they really put in a lot of work, a dedication to making sure I was able to talk, making sure I was able to communicate. If it wasn't for my parents, I don't think I would be at this point where I am today. Aside from my parents, I've met a lot of different professors at WSU. I've met a lot of classmates who were just really supportive. They were also my big motivators to keep advocating for myself and for others and to do well in school.
Wow. Wow, tough act to follow. Thank you so much, Michaela, and congratulations on your award this evening. And we're just so happy you're here with us. And hopefully some of your family were able to join us as well. They are. Congratulations, you've done very, very well. Last but certainly not least, we would like to recognize our last Women of Distinction Class of 2021 Community Constituent Award and Alumni, Gabriella Ramirez. Gabriella was born and raised in Pasco, Washington, and was brought up by two hardworking Mexican immigrants who moved to Washington so that their family can live a more fulfilling life. Throughout her role as a WSU Tri-Cities student, she was active in bringing her Latino culture to the forefront, as well as serving through Mecca and the Dreamers Club, which advocates for DACA students regionally. After graduating from WSU Tri-Cities with a degree in psychology in 2019, she has served as a Spanish teacher at Tri-Cities Prep Catholic High School, where she continues to raise awareness with various cultures and communities. She brings innovative strategies into the virtual environment as part of her courses, using videos and other virtual experiences to connect with students in Spanish and English and bring them really into the real world environment. She is also the advisor of the newly founded Culture Club. She goes out of her way to make time for her students when they need help and does an amazing job touching base with them outside of class, during breaks, and at lunch, just to get to know them a little bit better. She hopes to earn a master's to advance her future as an educator, using her background in psychology to truly connect with her students. She has also learned from a very young age that her greatest passion in life is dance. Gabriela first learned ballet folklorico in her sophomore year of high school at a local church group. In 2017, Gabriela and a friend decided to start their own folklorico group, Ballet Folklorico, Cielo de Mexico. Their mission was to keep the Mexican tradition alive through dance and bring people from community closer together. In 2019, the group grew from a group of 3 dancers to a group of 40. Gabriela hopes to continue to inspire people in her community and to learn about their culture and preserve the traditions for the next generation. Please enjoy this incredible video on Gabriela, your newest 2021 Women of Distinction Community Constituent Awardee.
So my name is Gabriella Ramirez. I graduated from Washington State University in 2020. I majored in psychology and minored in Spanish. I took psychology in high school, and I really loved the idea of psychology and learning about how people act the way we do. So after I received my major in psychology, I didn't really know what to do. I knew that I had to go into graduate school to be able to get a job in psychology. And so I received a call from my high school teacher, Mr. Potter, and he asked if I wanted to apply to be a Spanish 1 teacher. I never considered myself as the type of person to be a teacher, but once I got in it, I fell in love with being able to connect with my students. I love being there for them and helping them grow, as Mr. Potter did when I was in high school. I feel like it's amazing to see how I could be an example for them in a way. Yeah, so my first year here at WSU, I was a part of the Mecha Club, which promotes higher education. I was an officer for that club for about a year. Then my senior year, I was a part of the Dreamers Club, and I was actually their public relations officer. So I was in charge of social media, getting the word out there about our event. So each year, Dreamers Club hosts an event called La Raza Graduation, where anyone can join. It's just an event where it's in English and Spanish, so it's more accessible to those who speak Spanish. And so my senior year, we helped raise funds for La Raza Graduation. I think that was really cool. Yeah, so I wasn't born in Mexico, so I can't fully understand the experience that maybe the Dreamers go through. As an ally, I think it's important that we stand up for those who might not be comfortable sharing their experiences. So that's why I do what I do. Sharing my culture through dance, through language, through teaching. I've always said that when I'm looking for a job or anything, any goal that I have, I'm not thinking about money or what people say about me. I just want to help people. In my Spanish classes, I really try and emphasize cultural aspects rather than just the linguistical side, obviously. I think it's important for people to know different perspectives so that they can form their own and not just be one-sided. So one of my favorite professors is Dr. Peters. She taught me about stepping out of my comfort zone and how that is the basis of learning. And I take that advice with me every single day. I'm very grateful for her because I think she's influenced the way I look at life now. I learned a lot about different ways to study, and I always try to share some tips about how to retain information longer and to my students so that they can use that and perform to the best of their ability. So yeah, I definitely use a lot of psychology in my classes. I'm currently the director of Ballet Folclórico Ciudad de Mexico, and I've been directing it for about 4 years now. I first started dancing 7 years ago. So it's something that I've been very passionate about, and I'm so happy that I had the opportunity to start my group and teach numerous age groups about our culture and our traditions.
She went to high school at Tri-Cities Prep where I teach, so she was a student initially and then sort of kept in touch. She was here at WSU Tri-Cities and doing cool things, and I'd see her out dancing and at different events in Pasco, and was aware of involvement with the Dreamers Club here. And then now she graduated and we had a Spanish opening and she applied and got it, and so now we're co-workers. This is her first year, so it's great having her back. She's already done it all at a really young age. It shows students that at whatever age you can find a way to get involved, find something that you're passionate in, and then she brings all that to the classroom.
She is someone that is kind, patient, gentle, yet assertive. She brought that tenacity over to the Dreamers Club, and especially with La Raza graduation, we're able to bring in more partnerships. And every year it's continued to grow, and she was one of the dominant effects and persons to make that happen.
As a first generation student, I've had to learn a lot of things on my own, but it's made me the person that I am today, and I think I'm stronger because of it. I want to thank my parents because they've been a great support system for me. I know it was hard for them to move from Mexico to the United States, and so I owe them everything that I have. Quiero agradecerles a todos mis padres por su apoyo. Aprecio todos sus consejos porque sin ustedes no estaría donde estoy hoy. Muchas gracias. Vamos, Cougs!
Thank you so much, Gabriella. It's so good to see you. And I want to address that I said 2019. You are a 2020 graduate, which is even more amazing. So congratulations again on this just really deserving award. And I got to be honest, I just love that you're in your classroom too. It's just really beautiful to see, and we hope that when you do choose to pursue your master's, that you come back because you've made a great impact on the Tri-Cities community and the family here at WSU Tri-Cities. So it is now, we are just about getting ready to wrap up tonight's show, but I do just want to take a moment to give a virtual round of applause for our fantastically incredible 21 WSU Tri-Cities Women of Distinction awardees. They're all amazing. I would now like to also pay tribute to the many individuals nominated for this prestigious award. Each year, we have so many exceptional individuals that continue to lend their minds, hands, and expertise to WSU and our regional Tri-Cities community. Here are the individuals who are nominated for the 2021 WSU Tri-Cities Women of Distinction Awards. Courtney Flatt, Cindy Reitz, Maria Vargas, Erin Hightower, Adriana Iturbe, Maria Rodriguez, Don Adams, Lori Nelson, Brandy Punch, Dr. Jenny Sharp Rodriguez, Kirsten Bergstrom, Aisferi Guzman, Madison Evangelista, Robin Ebert Mays, Stephanie Warner, Dee Gray, Vanessa Moore, Emily Reichman, Janelle Downs, Monique Van Sant, and Karina Iceborough. I do want to give a big shout out to Monique Van Sant, who's one of our staff members here, who has really helped put this whole program together tonight. Thanks so much, Mo. Congratulations to all our nominees. There wasn't one person nominated that hasn't made a tremendous impact on our campus and our regional community. And with that, I want to thank you for joining us here tonight to celebrate women in leadership in our community and on our campus. We look forward to welcoming you back to campus very, very soon. We know that this year has been challenging for so many. However, we really feel the feelings of hope, resiliency, and promise. Before we close tonight, Chancellor Haynes, would you like to say a few final words?
Well, certainly. I really just want to share my gratitude to the committee who made this event possible. It was truly, truly remarkable. Thank you all for what you do to support the campus and for all that you will do together to mentor and support our female students and help them to do their best. I look forward to getting to know all of you better and collaborating with you to identify how your individual strengths, ideas, and initiatives can bolster our ability to provide access to quality, affordable education in our region. Before I close, I want to make an announcement of another award given to another deserving woman at WSU Tri-Cities. Megan Murray, Director of Communications, will receive the Q1 Quarter 1 2021 Crimson Spirit Award. The committee said about her that she is so clearly an asset to WSU, and I completely agree. Congratulations, Megan. Can you show your face? Yay. And it wouldn't be the end of a Tri-Cities Coug event without everyone saying a big go Cougs. Good night, everybody, and thank you for attending, and congratulations to all the awardees.
Thanks, everybody. Good night. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
Just say